Hey everyone, and welcome back to today's Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here. So, if you've been following along with our materials, you know day one was all about conquering those self-introductions. And day two, well, that helped us confidently talk about our daily routines. We've laid a really fantastic foundation. But today, we are taking a massive leap forward. We're diving into the core mechanics of a genuinely great conversation. Basically, we're moving from just talking about ourselves to actively engaging with others. It's an exciting shift. But before we get into those exact mechanics, let's think about a highly relatable pain point. Have you ever just let a conversation die? You know that exact feeling, right? Imagine you're at your local coffee shop, waiting for your espresso. You strike up a chat with the person next to you, exchange names, maybe mention the weather, and then nothing. Just that dreaded, awkward silence as you both stare blankly at the barista. Well, the good news is our source material today offers a completely practical toolkit for fixing this exact problem. It's all about mastering the art of asking questions and keeping that dialogue alive and flowing. Okay, let's dive into this and preview our structured lesson plan that will completely transform how you connect with others in just 15 days. Number 1, the 5W1H question formula. 2, from statements to questions. 3, 10 essential question templates. 4, the echo and add technique. 5, perfecting your question intonation. And 6, real-world practice and homework. Let's get to it. Section 1, the 5W1H question formula. Let's transition right into this first pillar of dialogue, the spark, if you will, of initiating a conversation without getting bogged down in complex grammar tenses. All right, so your core tools are these 6 simple words: who, what, where, when, why, and how. These are the absolute fundamental building blocks of any daily interaction. Our source material stresses that if you can comfortably wield these 6 words, you can unlock pretty much any topic of interest without needing a master's degree in linguistics. You don't need to overthink complex grammar rules or perfectly conjugate verbs right out of the gate. Back at that coffee shop, just focusing on a simple what or where gives the other person a crystal clear signal of what information you're curious about. It is the ultimate conversational shortcut. Section 2, from statements to questions. Now, I want to reassure you that forming these questions doesn't have to be intimidating at all. We have a very simple formula to set up here. And this brilliantly illustrates just how easy it is to initiate that dialogue. Take a look at this basic statement of fact. You like coffee. By simply inserting the word do at the very beginning, do you like coffee? You've instantly transformed a closed statement into an engaging, open invitation. It's such a tiny mechanical tweak, literally just adding one single word, but it fundamentally changes the whole dynamic of your interaction while waiting for that espresso. You're no longer just making a random observation, you are actively inquiring. Section 3, 10 essential question templates. Because everyday socializing requires a toolkit, specifically a set of 10 ready-to-use question templates that you can just pull out at any time. Now, what's really interesting about this toolkit is how it categorizes these templates based on the actual social situation you're in. So for a casual check-in, you can use a super low-pressure classic like, how was your day? That works perfectly when you first sit down with your drink. Then, for those deeper getting-to-know-you scenarios, try, what do you do for fun? These are just 2 perfect representatives of the 10 go-to templates our curriculum suggests keeping right in your back pocket. Having these ready means you never, ever have to panic when trying to break the ice. The questions are loaded and ready to deploy at a moment's notice. Section 4, the echo and add technique. Let's move to the fuel of the conversation, addressing how to actually keep the dialogue flowing once you've successfully asked a question. So the crucial point is how you handle the response. Imagine that person next to you at the cafe asks if you like the dark roast coffee. If you just give a one-word answer, yes, well, the conversation hits a total brick wall. It's a total conversation killer, a total dead end, and now they have to scramble to find another topic. But with the echo and add trick, you echo the affirmative, yes, and then you add fuel. I love it because it's so rich. By giving a reason, sharing a tiny story, or offering an opinion, you are providing engaging fuel for the other person to respond to. You're keeping the ball in the air. Section 5, perfecting your question intonation. We're now introducing the polish stage of our conversational anatomy framework, focusing entirely on how you actually sound when you deliver these phrases. Rising intonation is the way your vocal pitch naturally goes up at the very end of a sentence. It's the difference between saying, do you like coffee, with a flat, robotic tone, and saying, do you like coffee? Notice how my voice naturally went up at the end there? That rising intonation instantly signals to the listener that you are asking, not telling. Whether you're chatting with a barista or a brand new acquaintance, it makes you sound incredibly friendly, polite, and inviting, rather than flat. It softens the question and makes the other person feel genuinely comfortable opening up to you. Section 6, Real-World Practice and Homework. Let's move to and see how this builds from pure theory into a highly practical, out-loud application to keep your 15-day streak alive. All right, here is your action plan, and I am directly challenging you to actually do this today. Step 1, vividly imagine that exact scenario we've been talking about. You're at the local cafe waiting for your drink, or you're sitting down next to someone in a new class. Picture the environment, smell those roasted beans. Step 2, I want you to physically practice a 2-minute role play. Out loud, yes, seriously, actually speak to the empty room. Use your templates, use that friendly rising intonation, and step 3, create, write down, and then speak 5 entirely unique questions using that 5W1H formula. Muscle memory is built by doing, guys. Which brings us to our final, somewhat provocative homework thought. What are the 5 questions you will create to spark a connection today? You now have the exact blueprint. You've got the simple grammar shift, the templates, the echo and add technique to keep things flowing, and that warm rising intonation to sound natural. Don't let these tools just stay purely theoretical. Urge yourself to take your new 5W1H toolkit out into the real world. Engage with someone, use these techniques, and just watch how smoothly your next conversation flows. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I absolutely cannot wait to see how you put this into practice.